Hey everybody, Jamie here, and this week I was super fortunate enough to have all of my light bulbs go out at the same time. Hashtag blessed. Anyway, while I was at the hardware store looking for 40-watt opaque vanity lights, I couldn't help but notice against the back wall all of these differently sized clear tubes, and they were being sold for super cheap. And while I'm sure they're being used for like plumbing or something, I couldn't help but think of giving them a different purpose. That's right, I got a light bulb without even having to buy one. Get ready as I show you how to make your own trendy tube bracelets. Let's do it, girl. Okay, so for this craft, the main supply you're going to need is both thin and thick vinyl tubing, which you can find at a hardware store or online. You want to make sure that the inner diameter of your thick tubing matches the outer diameter of your thin tubing. For example, my thick tubing's inner diameter is 1/4 of an inch, and my thin tubing's outer diameter is 1/4 of an inch. That way, when placed together, the tubes fit snugly. The only other supplies that you'll need are a cutting tool, tape, hot glue or strong super glue, and small decorations from beads to glitter. All right, time to make something tubular. 'Cause it's a tube. Step 1. Choosing either thick or thin tubing for the body of your bracelet, the first step is to measure out your tubing. Now your bracelet is going to be permanently closed, so you want to measure the tube around the widest part of your hand to ensure that it'll be big enough to slip on and take off. Pinch together your desired length of tubing, extend it out on your workstation, and trim it with your cutting tool. My tubing ended up being 9 inches long, meaning that you need 1 foot or less of tubing per bracelet, and I think that's a really good default size to go with if you wanted to shop ahead. In other words, if you wanted 5 bracelets, then just buy 5 feet of tubing. The next step is to attach a stopper to your tubing. If you want a thicker bracelet, cut 1/2 inch of thin tubing and connect it to the gap of one end of your bigger tubing. If you want a thinner bracelet, cut 1/2 inch of the thick tubing and connect it over the thin tubing. Either way, make sure that your stopper stops about halfway into the tubing. If necessary, enforce your stopper with strong glue before placing it into your tube to give it an extra bit of hold. Step 3. All that's left to do is connect the other end of your bracelet to your stopper in order to form a perfect circle bracelet. If you have a thinner bracelet, continue connecting the thick stopper over the opposite end of small tubing until the bracelet's ends touch completely. If you have a thicker bracelet, place the thin stopper inside the other gap of your bigger tubing until the two ends of the thick tubing reach each other. Again, feel free to use strong glue if needed. And now you have some clear tube bracelets to show off your wrists, because they're clear, which you can totally do if you want them to match with everything, but I have 5 other ideas that I think you might like even better. Now we need to take a step back from joining our bracelets in order to decorate them, but step 2 was to start our bracelets in order to decorate them, so let's go with step 2.5. Fill up your bracelets. Here you'll need to stick a piece of tape over the end of your stopper so nothing you place in will spill out. All right, here we go. Idea number 1, the glitter bracelet. If you're working over a contained workstation, pour your glitter into your tube nilly-willy. I'm not a big fan of getting glitter everywhere, so I made a tiny funnel out of a rolled up piece of paper instead. Simply drop your glitter into your funnel or tube until it fills up completely. Remove your tape, follow step 3 to seal everything up, and you're done. Do a bunch in the same color for a statement piece or switch off bracelet colors. I already love these so much that I could stop here, but the second idea I have is to make a small beaded bracelet. Instead of glitter, pour in 1 or several colors of beads into your bracelet until it fills up from one side to the other. Seal it up, and now you've got some much needed sweetly beaded bangles. Speaking of sweet bangles, idea number 3 is to make a candy bracelet. Toss in any small candy from Nerds to Sprinkles, and now you have a fun way to show off your sweet tooth with a hip-looking bracelet. Idea number 4 is to make a snow globe bracelet, which I'll just make one of because I'm running out of room. Toss in tiny beads, jewels, and/or shiny glitter in complementary colors. You don't want to fill up your bracelet completely here like we did with the other ones because you want your decorations to be able to float around your bracelet. Once your bangle is 1/2 to 3/4 full, position it so that both ends of tubing face up evenly. Then, pouring your water slowly, fill up your tube, leaving 1/2 of an inch or so of space for air. Plug up your bracelet, making sure you don't spill any water, and now you have a piece of cake give it a shake bangle that's fun to show off anytime. My fifth and final idea is to show off more than one bracelet at a time, other than by doing it this way, by making a twisted bracelet. Start with 2 pieces of tubing that are stopped up on one side and already decorated. Twist them around one another from bottom to top. When you reach the top, curl them around into a bracelet shape. Then use the stopper of one tube to connect to the gap end of the other tube. Do this once more for the opposite tube stopper in order to seal up your twisted bracelet. And now you have double the fun all in one. And there you go, 5 different beautiful tubing bracelets at your service. Or 6 if you count the clear one. If you can find the clear one. Now, like I said earlier, you only need a foot of tubing for one bracelet, which my hardware store sold for only 20 cents a foot. That means for $5, I've got 24 bracelets ready to wear or share as the perfect holiday gift this season. And they're so easy to make, you'll be done crafting all 25 in less than an hour. Even a DIY noob could make these tubes. Did I say that right? Noob? I'm noob at the video game lingo, so just, work with me here. What type of tube bracelets did you make? Tweet me at Jamie Petito, Instagram me at HeyJamie, or let me know on my fan page on Facebook. If you want to continue making awesome bracelets, click the video on your left to make a button bangle. And if you want to see me be a super noob, click the video on your right to watch me play video games against Mari from Smosh. We did it, girl. I'm Jamie, and you're on Gurl.com.